So, in this video, I am speaking to my future self and anyone else who cares to listen, talking about how my life is at roughly 50k revenue per month. I took a video a little while ago saying what my life is like at 30k per month, and so bit of an update. Getting into 50k per month is a pretty decent milestone. And so I wanted to record this video outlining my thoughts about it, outlining my future plans, outlining, essentially just what my day-to-day looks like at this point in the journey. And like a few of my beliefs about daily living. So, got my green smoothie. I've been recently editing my daily diet. I'll show you something I previously had. Just bought two of these puppies. Alright. Protein up and go. A banana one and a strawberry one. And because I was like, you know what, these things are going to save me time. But you know what I realized? It's not too bad. It's 400 calories for 35 grams of protein, right? But with that comes 31 grams of sugar, which is bad. And I realized that, I'm just resting my phone on my protein tub, this thing, because the annoyance with this one was that I gotta scoop it out, scoop it into the thing, shake it up, or press the button and it does the thing. And then I drink it, and I was like, it's too annoying, so I may as well just get these. They're a little bit more expensive, but I just grab them out of the fridge, open them, drink. Easy done. Problem is, I realized this like yesterday, with my cousin, actually. She was talking to me about it. She studied nutrition as well, and I was like, okay. And we realized, I just looked on the box, and it was 107 calories for 30 grams of protein by scoops, versus 400 calories for 35 grams of protein. So I could have two of these protein shakes, which is 60 grams of protein for only 200 calories. So I was like, dang, that's annoying. Because it just means I gotta go back to those. But I thought, now that I got tons of these bottles, I'll just clean them out and pre-fill one of these with 2 scoops of whatever, and just do like a big batch, and batch like probably 5 or 6 at a time, and then drink them over 3 days. 3 days. And that should be fine to keep them in the fridge for 3 days. So that's my current diet. Is it used to just be one of these as soon as I get home from gym, and then I'd probably have a second one in the middle of the day for lunch, and just water in between, and then dinner. And the goal was to stay under 2,000 calories a day. And if possible, under 1,500 calories. And that was doable, but the thing I realized, I wasn't actually losing that much fat and losing that much weight. And I think the problem was because my metabolism was slowing down, because I was only drinking liquids and water to suppress my hunger. And so, whatever. So now I've reintroduced food into my diet, which is annoying because it takes like an extra minute or two. No, an extra 5 minutes, because I'm waiting around for the bacon to cook in the air fryer, because I don't want to pull out pans and pots and stuff. It's just annoying to clean up. So whack the bacon in the air fryer, wait 5 minutes, it's done, and then I'll eat that with either one of these or a smaller Up and Go. And then eventually, once I wean these out, I'll start pre-making my own. And then, so have some bacon, that, my green smoothie, and then also some Greek yogurt to balance out the saltiness and the flavor of the bacon. I think Greek yogurt would be really nice, and it's low calories and decent protein. So that's my current plan for breakfast, and I'll just keep that. And then lunch, I'll probably just have water and maybe another protein shake. And then dinner will just be, you know, whatever we have in the fridge. It might be wraps, it might be spaghetti, bolognese, it might be whatever, but I'm trying to keep a high amount of protein and low carbs for that, so that I can stay under 1500 or between 1500 and 2000. Because I do want to, oh dang, my hands, oh, they look glowing. Sunlight, I like this position because the sunlight gets right in my eyes. Kickstart that circadian rhythm. That's the other thing I want to buy. As soon as it starts to get into winter, I mean, even now, waking up at 4:30, it's pretty dark, and so at the moment I'm just turning on these lights, but they're not like, you know, the brightness from this versus that brightness is vastly different. So I want to get one of those big lights that, you know, I just look into in the mornings as soon as I wake up. And at the moment, I'm not doing too great with my wake ups, to be honest. The routine that I've set for myself, actually, hey Alexa, stop. The routine I've set for myself that I haven't stuck to for the last couple of weeks is wake up at 4, then go for a quick jog, then maybe some push-ups, maybe some, you know, 30 seconds of V-sit, abs. That way that like starts my body, kick-starts the circadian rhythm without having caffeine to suppress the adenosine. Which, if you don't know what adenosine is, look it up. It's pretty cool. It's like, it's what makes you sleepy. And so caffeine actually just blocks adenosine. So when you have caffeine in the morning, straight away, there's still adenosine in your system. And so the caffeine just blocks that adenosine rather than actually naturally getting rid of the adenosine and then having caffeine to stimulate you. So the idea is to wait, like Andrew Huberman, idea is to wait 30 minutes, ideally 90 minutes, but 30 minutes is okay. Gets rid of most of the adenosine by just, you know, getting sunlight while also moving, you know, cold shower, ice bath, that type of thing. So do that, then get back, then have a coffee, then do spiritual time is what I want to do then, and then head off to the gym, get back, have breakfast, get started on work. That's my ideal schedule I haven't yet put into place. I'm finding because waking up has been quite difficult. Past few days I've been somewhat sick, so I've been allowing myself to sleep in and not go to the gym as much. Like I went this morning, I went 2 days ago, but in between I had a day off or so, maybe 2 days off. So yeah, but I want to get back into that 4 a.m. and then do all of that before I go to the gym. That way once I'm back from the gym I can just get started straight away into work. And recently defined what my priorities are at work, which is first 4 hours of every day is just letting other people know about my stuff. So advertising in whatever way, shape or form. So I've just hired a VA in the Philippines to trawl through every Facebook page in the north side of Brisbane and comment on all of the any posts really by people that are looking for maintenance people, landscaping people, decking people, fencing people. I've gave her a massive list of all of our services and just said anyone looking for these services comment on their posts. And then weekly I've got another guy, a mate of mine, Radley. He's getting into copywriting, and so I've just said to him I'll pay you $50 a week to create a decent post, and then this person will then post that on all of those community notice boards once a week when we can, because there's rules and stuff as to when you can post. So that's the newest acquisition strategy I'm implementing that's autonomous, which is cool. Then the other thing I'm doing is Facebook ads. So I've got another guy who has been helping me create a couple Facebook ads, but yeah, so many people that have been creating Facebook ads for me. It's okay. I haven't really tried spending a lot of money, and maybe it's just worth trying just agency after agency after agency to find something that is actually decent and gets a decent result of cost per lead. But at the moment, yeah, like the ads I'm making are just as good as theirs. And so it might eventually turn into finding a video editor that I will just create the script, record the videos, and then just give them to him, and then he'll edit them and then post them. So maybe or maybe the current guy I'm working with will turn into that role. I'll work with him on the video idea, then I'll go out and film it and film a whole bunch of hooks that we brainstorm together. Then he just edits it and posts it for me on Facebook, because he knows a bit more about like targeting and stuff, as well as like he's written some good decent copy for hooks and descriptions and stuff. But yes, that's Facebook ads. That's the other thing that I'm really trying to smash. And other acquisition channels will be like cold calling, super affiliates, so people that can constantly give me work ongoing. So maybe like a real estate agent who can give me, you know, maybe 2 leads a month. If I can cold call a whole bunch of them, get them on board, get them to trust our staff, do decent, like really good work for them, then yeah, try and keep them on board, keep the leads coming through, keep that relationship hot. Maybe give them kickbacks for the work, or gift baskets, stuff like that. Maybe bring them in donuts every so often, and just delegate to someone on the team to just go down there and keep that relationship warm, chat to them. Because like I could do it, but I don't want to. So yeah, it's kind of, that's the other thing. So real estate agents is one, architects is another one, landscape designers, that's another one. But at the moment I've got like this qualification stuff that I'm sorting, so legal stuff, like getting our business fully licensed, fully correctly, so that we can do the work above a certain value. So that's happening over the next couple of weeks. We've now got 2 teams of landscapers, one that's just one person, the other one is, well, both are team leads, and then there's one full-timer that can switch between the teams, and then there's one part-timer 2 days a week who can switch between the teams as well. And then I've got a maintenance team, which is 2 full-timers. So my goal at the moment is to fully book out one of the landscaping teams, and the other one is my brother Sheldon, partner in the business, so I'm kind of leaving him to just do what he wants with his own schedule, because he also runs our second business, which is a fly distribution business. I gotta stop saying and so he does that week on, week off. So on the week off he then does landscaping stuff. So the current guys we got is enough for that, but I need to get leads to book out the other guy fully. And then as soon as that's done, like that's just my main focus really, and that's really the point of 4 hours every day, getting other people to know about my stuff, is just to fully book out everyone, get enough leads for everyone. And then once that's the case, it'll be down to onboarding and hiring. And so then I think the next 2 hours of my day, maybe not every day, because you know, once you hire someone you're probably good for a couple of weeks, so just hire them as necessary. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So 4 hours advertising, then maybe check emails, do a bit of admin stuff, follow up on the team, make sure that all of the current guys are following up on new clients. So I have a spreadsheet dashboard that I created, and it's the guys' responsibilities to put all the clients that reach out to us in that dashboard, and then update the status on that. And then there's a little prompt to say what the next step is, and so they every day have to go in and just check all of the statuses and then try and move them forward or to the next stage. And so I need to get better at being on top of them, making sure they're actually doing that, because a few clients keep slipping through the cracks, and I see them later on, maybe like 3 or 4 days later, and it might be like a $20,000 job that we didn't get because we simply weren't on the ball. So it's just stupid stuff like that obviously need to tighten that up. And then I think once those landscape teams are running pretty smoothly, which they almost are, then it'll be back to like I want to grow the maintenance side of the business, because the landscaping stuff is good and there's good profit in it, and it's good in terms of like if work can keep coming in, it's great. But I want to have something that's like contracts locked in, monthly recurring, just as like, because if we can build the profit on the maintenance side of the business, to build that to a point where that will cover us to where if we have a month or 2 months with no landscaping work, we'll be fine and covered by the profit of the maintenance. And that way it super de-risks the business in that sense. And it means that in that 2 months, either we have to lay off people, or leading up to those 2 months, actually we can just smash ads or try and like find a different service, because the idea is that we want to be booked up probably 4 months in advance, I'd say, for landscaping stuff, especially bigger stuff. It's like if we can get jobs and do quotes now and be booking them in for three months time, maybe 3 to 4 months time, maybe have some availability for short jobs, maybe have some casual staff we can call upon to quicken things up just to fit little 2-3 day jobs in. But logistically it might be annoying. We'll see what happens. But so 3 to 4 months booked up. That way if we start slowing down on leads, if the ads start underperforming, then we at least have like 3 months of a buffer to be like, okay, we don't have any quotes this week, we don't have any quotes the next week. It's like, crap, that's 2 weeks without quotes. That means that 3 months time we're gonna be without jobs. So then we can edit the ads, make some more ads, push more on different platforms. We can do a lot with the marketing to try and adjust that to get more leads in. Maybe we put more ad spend on Google ads, for example, get some more leads through there. Even if it is more expensive, at least we know that we're not going to be out of work in 3 months time. So that's kind of the plan at the moment, is to just do that and just build up the profit of this business. Like I mentioned, I think 1 or 2 videos ago, that I was thinking about this personal branding sort of stuff and community and creating a school group. And I think I'd still like to do that. I think that maybe it'll be a different capacity than what I initially thought. Maybe it would be just teaching people how to grow or start their own business. Maybe it's sort of a coaching thing, and then maybe it comes into service delivery to an extent. Like I paid $1,500 for a course teaching me how to start a floor coatings business, and that was really valuable. That guy fully set up my entire CRM, which I still use today. Then he put his Facebook ad in my Facebook account. That started getting me leads, which automatically filtered into my CRM, and I just would then call the leads. And so that was super valuable, and I was happy to pay $1,500 a month for that if it was profitable and if it was working and if I stuck it with it. The reason I didn't is because it required me, the business model required me to buy a $15,000 equipment set. And so I wasn't prepared to do that yet, especially because I felt like my focus being on that flooring business, was taking away from my focus on growing the landscaping and maintenance business, which was causing it to suffer. Things were slipping through the cracks more. The guys were kind of stressed in the amount of work they had coming in. There wasn't enough team members to service that work. So I kind of put that on pause, focused in, sharpened things up here. And now I have that in my back pocket, that if I do want to expand our services again, then I could easily hire a couple of people who already have experience, ideally, in floorings. And then start that machine again, and that would be another, you can work it out, it's probably $1,000 profit a day on those jobs. And so setting up that thing, having full-time people, getting that machine going might take that investment, but obviously you put it on a lease payment, so it's not an outlay up front. So like that's always in my back pocket, that I'm like, probably will do that eventually and expand our services even more. But that's the one thing about expanding services, is it just creates operational complexity. And when that is okay is if the team you've got are good enough to handle the operational complexity and you can delegate. That's when it's okay. And when I'm simply looking at a spreadsheet, seeing how many leads we got this week, how many leads were quoted this week, listening to those quote phone calls, listening to the quote recordings in person, giving the sales team feedback, or the team leads feedback on their sales skills, training them in that capacity, and then making sure they're actually doing it the next time, and then probably have a weekly meeting with all of the guys, going through footage, going through gameplay, roleplay stuff, and just training them up continuously. If I was just doing that once a week and the rest of them were handling everything from quote to invoice, then that would be fine. And that's when operational complexity would be fine, is because I'm not dealing with all of it. Like in my head I'm fine, and I know what's going on in the business, and I know down to the nitty-gritties of actually doing the job because I've done it. I know what should be done, I know how it should be done, and then I can just make sure that quality control is done, pushing for further efficiencies is done. Like with the floor coatings business, I heard about a guy that's using remote controlled floor grinders, because that's the worst thing about flooring, is like you're on this machine like grinding a floor, it's like for like 6 hours straight. So that's, stuff like that. I also want to have eventually a team that probably will consist of me and a couple other people, that we go to the team leads every so often, maybe once a month, and we just say, all right, how can we make it more efficient and charge the same? How can we charge the client the same or more, giving them more value with less cost to us, and just hone in on that gross profit number. And the idea that I was thinking of incentivizing the team with that is actually giving them a percentage bonus of the gross profit, and doing that in two ways. One way is paying them out at the end of each month with maybe a percentage, might be 5%. So let's say the bonus is 10% per month, which is a lot. Like if we're making 30 grand gross profit, sorry, let's make it easy. 10 grand gross profit, that's $1,000 to them. It's like, that's not bad. It's probably doable. Like 50 grand is 5 grand. Like that would be a decent, really good for them. So anyway, I'll play with the numbers, but idea is that if it was 10%, I give them 5% at the end of this month, because that's when they earned, that's when they did the work. And then the other 5% gets locked up in our bank account. We'll put it on an high interest yield or whatever. And then 12 months later, they will get that at the end of that month. So let's say it's February this month, January's just gone. So let's say they ended January with 10 grand gross profit. They'd get $1,000 bonus, and that would be paid out $500 now. And another $500 would be given them at the end of next January. So if the end of next January they increased the gross profit, and let's say they earned 15 grand gross profit, then their bonus at the end of that month, next year, January 2026, would be 1,500. And so they would get that paid out, 750 plus the 500 from 2025 January. And then, so that would be, 750 plus 500 is like 1,250, I don't know, something like that. And then the other 750 would then go to the next 2027. And that way we're incentivizing loyalty within the company, that they know that they might have an extra $10,000 that will get unlocked throughout every month of next year because of the work they did the previous year. And that will build over time as they increase the gross profit in their individual teams. So, and like if they want to then take some of that money and incentivize their individual team members to do certain stuff, and that will then increase the gross profit of the whole team. Like that's the kind of ideas that I want to be brainstorming with that team lead every single month and being like, all right, what can we do? How can we play with it? How can I give you more money, right? Because at the end of the day, that's like, I'm a leader to serve my team, like to also serve myself and get myself money and all this as well. But at the end of the day, I believe in Jesus, and his mission was to serve. You know, the Bible talks about the first will be last, the last will be first. He who wants to lead will should serve. And so I very much believe that I am here to serve these people, and so I want to pay them as much as I possibly can while also maintaining a healthy profit margin to reinvest into the business and grow it and all that sort of stuff, create enterprise value. But yeah, so that's the kind of goal, the plan, the ploy at the moment. We'll see how things go. I just recently heard about a way to grow in terms of vehicles is, instead of buying the vehicles outright, you just lease them, right? And every person who's grown a team and grown vehicles probably knows this already, but I'm just learning. You don't buy the vehicle outright, you just buy it on a lease payment, so it's a monthly payment, and you get it brand new. That way any repairs and anything that goes wrong with it is covered under warranty, so you don't have to worry about that sort of stuff, and they'll give you a hire car in the meantime if the vehicle needs to go in for repairs. So you lease it, monthly payment at the end of that lease, rather than paying it out, right? It might be more expensive than if you were to buy it outright. You actually just trade it for another brand new vehicle, and you just keep paying the lease payment. And that way the same thing, all the repairs, everything is covered under warranty. And you don't have to deal with tire replacement, engine failures, all these sorts of things. It's like, you just use a vehicle, it's good quality, it's, yeah, whatever. So that's an interesting thought. And if you've got branding and stuff, then you can actually get a canopy, put the branding on a canopy, right? And when you need to change the vehicles, you just drive that vehicle out, drop the legs down of the canopy, exchange it, get the new vehicle, and just put the canopy on top, and all your branding's still there, all your tools are still inside. So it's like, it's actually not a bad idea. We run a couple of vans, so it might not be doable for those, but we just put magnet stickers on the vans. Anyways, that is what my life is like at 50k per month. It's not all amazing, it's just is what it is. I'm still in my tiny home here. We go traveling every couple of months. Like Sheldon and I have a goal to book in maybe every 2 months, just a weekend away in the city, just to chill and talk about business, talk about where we want to go, where we've come from, all that type of stuff, just to reflect and have that step back out of the day-to-day, because it's so easy to get bogged down in working on the weekends, and which, I mean, if you're Alex Hormozy, that's fun, but if you're most normal people, you kind of need a break every now and then. But yeah, it'll be interesting. The next 6 months, I think, will grow way faster than we have in the past 3 years. Like, it's taken us 3 years to get to this point, and I think it'll take us like 6 months, if not 12 months, to get to like, 100k per month. Like, so yeah, we'll see what happens. Keep you guys in the loop. Keep making videos, keep documenting the process, the journey, and yeah, hopefully one day have a business like acquisition.com. That'd be sweet. Alright, catch up.